Hello everybody, I'm /MVC. Currently aboard the HIS Magnum in orbit of the moon. A new mission has come to my attention. Checking the system map. In the area of Mekta, which is a body orbiting Venus, we have this mission here. The Civil Resistance wants to conduct an espionage mission against SBN. Let's check the stock exchange. Here in the stock exchange, we see that the Civil Resistance has climbed to the #1 spot in the solar system with our help. And their opponent, SBN, is another Hexarch. Hexarch means in the top 6, I do believe. SBN is #3, following a strategy of expansion. 59% conquest, 21% elimination, and 21% sabotage amounts to their expansionist strategy. Who is this SBN? The chairman of the board is Roberto Milner. The CEO is Ali Pali. Their headquarters is AES on Earth. Hexarch SBN is a monopolist in the field of routing information flows in the solar system. SBN means Solar Broadcast Network. At the lower level, SBN is divided into numerous news agencies. Oh, so it's probably CNN and Fox. Each SBN station forms a separate agency whose staff of journalists and editors immediately begins to produce news about the station, the celestial body, and all nearby routes. In addition, SBN has technical units that support the network infrastructure. Technical units. It is no secret that these units consist of highly qualified intelligence officers and decoding specialists. They intercept and analyze all traffic passing through the SBN stations. In addition, it is necessary to note that the system portal SBN, a continuous flow of raw information that SBN transmits from the AES, that's on Earth. This is an open channel where all legal, that means not public enemy. Who's the public enemy? Civil Resistance. All legal participants of the ANCAP system get and place messages. This is how an endless information and news feed is formed. Everyone simply calls this portal the SBN. At the same time, ciphered data can be transmitted through it. How and what to fish out of the SBN is up to the recipient. Workers in the Martian mines with outdated PCPUs can only count on an edited official news feed. In other words, they're behind the great internet firewall of China. Rich stations with serious analytical departments can intercept encrypted contracts for PMCs or mysterious relic transmissions on behalf of the long-destroyed Hive Corporation. It became a sensation when, at the end of 2199, a strange message was transmitted through the SBN. The sender of this message was a Quasimorph who introduced himself to the entire system as Tezclan. All agencies, as well as technical departments, are closed on the board of directors of SBN. Strategic decisions are made at the board with the chairman at the helm. The operational management of the corporation is carried out by the chief executive officer. The board of directors subjects the latter's work to strict and constant audit. But it is not always so. The history of SBN begins where the history of all major media conglomerates of the Earth ends. SBN emerged shortly before the Great Anarchist Revolution, when the heirs of the great visionary of the past, who already owned 75% of all media resources of humanity, bought up the remaining 25%. SBN took on the burden of coordinating the actions of the revolutionary armies, monitoring the actions of corporations during the GAR, that's Great Anarchist Revolution, and so on. It was SBN that provided the platform for posting the current version of the new corporate ethics, the de facto constitution of the ANCAP system. For 30 long years, the executive director was Maria Ansel. She was an enthusiast of the news business and the philosophy of information. She reformed the management of SBN so that the board of directors were subordinate to the executive director. Mrs. Ansell and a small circle of her close associates had access to information, according to which they directed the activities of SBN. As a result, by the last third of the 22nd century, SBN became, in fact, the Ministry of Information of the Hexarchy. Of course, SBN rejects such an offensive label. 9 years ago, Maria Ansell was killed in a terrorist attack on SBN. We can probably bet that was civil resistance terrorism. The board immediately reversed her reforms to the CEO position, and Ansell's place was taken by the docile but highly effective Ali Pali. Nevertheless, the influence of Ansell's legacy is enormous. Monuments to her are erected at SBN stations, and the corporation's management holds peculiar rituals on the day of her death. The true heir to Ansell's ideas is considered to be the current chairman of the board, Roberto Milner. The policy of SBN consists of a declared strict subordination to the NCE. It is believed that SBN achieves its goals through cunning manipulation of PMCs and other hexarchs. Even SBN Security Service is extremely small. In his New Year's address to the NCAP system, Milner called SBN the herald of a new era of humanity, taking upon itself the heavy burden of bringing the light of truth. Because of course he said that. But what I get from this, achieves its goals through cunning manipulation of PMCs and other hexarchs. When we go up against SBN, we're not likely to find SBN forces, but they will be fighting their mercenaries. So there you go, that's SBN. We are now headed to that location, so let's pull up our system map. We're going to Mecta, and we've got 25 days to travel there, and it's a 33-day mission, so we've got time to get there.
We'll leave it the way it is, and wait for us to come back home. Roger, out. Your guidance has converged. You're looking good. Roger, in.
And this is Mecta. What a fabulous space station that is. Other missions exist on Mecta. Looks like Tescalon is here, trying to perform a ritual. Planet Bridge and Sunlight Coven are here in strength. Ancom and Grasshopper Tech are here. It looks like Ancom is going to squash Grasshopper. And then we have the Civil Resistance mission against SBN. This is an espionage mission. We have 7 days remaining to complete this mission. So let's get into it. Pick up the prototype of the new invention at Purgatory and evacuate with it. The civil resistance has long been fighting against the anarcho-capitalist regime. However, individual actions are not enough to win. It wants to build up its own assets and start production. Rebel agents have found out that at Purgatory, the engineers of the capitalist SBN are creating new equipment. If we steal the prototype, civil resistance will not have to start from scratch. We can help the cause of liberation of the working class by completing this task. Here's some background info on Mecta. This is a spaceport on the surface of the Mecta. Since the Mecta is located in a very high Venusian orbit, this terminal is a convenient stopover point for those moving towards or away from the Sun without stopping on Venus. If you remember Isabella, her clone was killed in the last episode, but she's back. We've cloned her again. Let's grab her from the Eclipse Blades and such equipment. Now, we lost our War Axe, but we have replaced it with the Beating Glove, which is a 56 possible melee damage. It causes severe fractures. That's a good thing. I'm bringing a knife along so she can eat her opponents, and a backup nail gun, since our ranged attack options are slightly limited. Now, I produced a Pathfinder mag vest and tourist backpack on board the ship. basically crafting that from the rags that we collected during our last mission. And I investigated whether these construction drones are going to help us to upgrade our ship. I think they are, but we don't have enough of them, and we need more of these welding machines also. So here we go. I think that's everything. Let's look. We're bringing some water and a med kit and a few rags to use as bandages. Hopefully we won't need to bring food. That should be everything. Let's get into it. Purgatory. The attack reload. Pick up a prototype. Start the mission. Purgatory has an unusual signature. 99.9% probability that this is the prototype needed by the civil resistance. We'll drop you off as close to your target as possible. Take the device and return. If you decide to look for something unusual at Purgatory, make sure it's worth the risk. And here we go. I'm going to double check my mission parameters. Return it to the Magnum. Get to floor 2. Oh, I see. This uses batteries. I should have brought batteries with me. I didn't realize. What can we manufacture here? Okay, we can make another backpack. We get some more rags. Might want to do that in case we lose one. Here we can cook our meat. Nice, good to know. We got some bookshelves too. Okay, this is gun bang magazine. Knife fight, pyromaniac, heavy fire, precise shot, tactical reload. I think we've got the knife fight perk. It may be worth it to read this magazine. Tactical reload, lethal shot. Let's see if we've got knife fight. I think that may be useful to her. Isn't that what we have? Yeah, knife fight. Here we go. Alright, we can read this and level up then. Knife fight increased to level 2. Knife fight increased to level 3. Here's another gun bang magazine. Can we level that knife fight up even more? Knife fight increased to level 4. Yes. We don't need glass. I'll put the glass back. Go. I think there's probably food or drink in this. Yeah, lemon juice. He's not going to need that. We'll leave it there for now. I'm going to listen at the door for a bit. Ooh, another bookshelf. Oh, look here. Now this is a mind chip that will unlock a new merc. You see how they keep our mercenaries on a soft drive? Or a USB drive is what it looks like. Mirza Aishatu. Now, we can take the chip. I don't know if we can use it now. Yeah, we can't use it. We have to escape with the chip, or we don't get the mercenary. Industrial spare parts contained. Okay. The trade good, I assume. Oh! Again? Wow. This must be her arch enemy or something. That's what happened to her last time. My God. All right, then. Let's try that again with another mercenary. Unfortunately, we lost the mercenary that we could have unlocked. Here is our Francis, and he's got the 9mm and laser handgun. I don't think there was anything we could avoid doing. I mean, hell, he just walked through the door and shot us just like that. What are you gonna do? Alright, we'll bring some battery and 9mm. Do we have any extra 9mm? Yeah, here we go. Good. He's already got clothing, so yeah. He will wisely bring some food, a first aid kit, a sorbent, I want to bring a few rags. Alright, that ought to do it. We'll try this again with Francis Reed Daly. Alright, here's a crafting station to make backpacks. We don't really need to use those crafting stations, because we can do it on the ship. Energy weapon repair kit. Alright, I'm going to use that immediately, because this is a little bit powered. Or it needs repairs. Oh, this is a laser handgun. Okay. This is a energetic repair kit. Fixes energy weapons. Restores max condition. Weird. It doesn't do laser weapons, apparently. Okay. Uh, 9mm burst rounds. Man, those seem like they must be awesome. Yeah, they're explosive. Ooh. Okay, cool. Not hearing anything. T-shirt and Firefly gas torch. Ah, that was easy finding the elevator. We need to, yeah, get to floor 2. Alright, great. So there's a crash mod submachine gun here. 200% crit damage. 3 ammo per shot. Range 4. Wow, what does it shoot? Wow. That is a shotgun submachine gun. Way overpowered. Forget the gas torch. I'm gonna unload. Oops. Meant to unload that. Alright, we made it to floor 2. See how easy that was for him? Isabella's just cursed. Alright. Let's keep our head on a swivel. Here's a place to cook meat. Won't be taking advantage of that, I don't think. Spider cocoon animal organ turns to activate. What? Alright, these pants, these are spacesuit pants. Much nicer than the ones we have. We'll take our these clothes apart for the cloth. I don't want anything to do with the spider cocoon. I'm gonna listen for this hallway. What do we got? No motion in the hallway. Okay, map. Our objective is right over here in the corner. Very close by. I suspect enemy activity is gonna be high. Got an empty bottle, some rubber, a little water. Cool. You know what? We're so close to the objective. I'm gonna swap out our ammo real quick. Let's put those explosive rounds in there. Yeah. Oh, look here. All right, I'm going to take a test fire, a shot in the dark here. I heard no explosions. Oh. Oh, yeah. Now, that was an SBN advisor. We need to be reading the descriptions of the various types of foes. I forgot to do that. All right, we've used up all our explosive rounds on one advisor. I hope it was worth it. Inventory is not available. Right, we've got it. Oh, I heard the door open. We got to do this quick. All right, unload these rounds. They didn't last very long. Oh. We reloaded. Okay, good. Sweet. Right on time. Here comes a, here, let's read about this one. This is an SBN advisor. Corporate middle managers seem to bask in the luxuries not available to ordinary workers. On the other hand, responsibility makes them almost corporate slaves. So I imagine. They've got their little corporate plastic cap. Alright, I'm gonna crouch down and go into a listen mode. Yeah, I don't hear anybody else. Let's check the body. We got some more 9mm rounds, that's good. I'm gonna put these away. I only have 2 rounds of burst. Cap's in better condition than my gas mask. Actually, I want to disassemble the gas mask. Gave me plastic for a possible splint. So that can't be bad. Here we have a research dump disk containing scientific data. There's a backpack over here. Might be better than the one we have. I'm gonna listen at this door. I don't hear anybody. Check this body here. Another research dump disk. Oh good, they stack. Course VKT submachine gun. Seems to be a little bit better than ours. Not in bad condition either. Drop this over here. We'll take a, perhaps, improved submachine gun. I'm gonna go check out this backpack. This is a fighter military backpack. Yeah, it's got increased capacity. Great, we got a backpack upgrade. What I needed. Check the map again. Alright, our package should be over here and near this door. Yep. That should be it right there. Or no, or maybe it's this right here. There it is. The latest invention. Mission goal. Got it. This is some kind of a storage thing. Nails. Yeah, 90mm nails. Woohoo! I'm just gonna get the hell out of here. I didn't check this shelf. I can check it. This contains Akatl parts, melee parts, fixes Venusian weapons. I've got some storage space, so I'll bring them with me. I'm gonna go ahead and take all the little spare parts along the way. Wonder if there's anybody back here. Yeah, there is. And you know what? I've died too many times after the mission is complete. I'm getting the heck out of here. I'm going to take the elevator back to floor 1. Okay, good. Nobody showed up here. Let's grab that coil. And let's see, we've got the firefly. What else? Anything we need to get rid of here? Sorbent we can produce. I'm going to set it aside. We actually need plastic for crafting ingredients. Armor plates and microchips. Let's grab an armor plate. Then I'll call in an evacuation. Hell yeah. The exchange took place. The call nodes of the civil resistance left us some property. We will exchange the worst for the bad, of course. But this is honest work. We got a partisan armored jacket and a weapons case. Oh, good. I'm looking forward to opening that. So we can unload what we got so far, and then I want to open the weapons case that they gave us. What does it look like? Is that it? Oh, emergency case. Where did we get that from? Oh, I think the first time a character dies, we get an emergency case from somewhere. Here's the weapons case. Let's open that. You just disassemble it to open it. What did we get? We got an Eagle pistol, a Hydra 12, and a Rogue AR. Not thrilled. It did come with some ammo, though. Looks like it came with some 9mm ammo, nails. That's about it. Let's open the emergency case. Alright, that has more ammunition and medical supplies, a few armor pieces, it looks like. Yeah, Kevlar boots, for example. Yeah, that'll go nice with our partisan. And a glory armor, metal jacket. Yeah, we got some good stuff here to work with. That's great. Let's finish the mission. Let's unload everything else we just got here. We'll finish the mission. It leaves Tuxclon and Ancom, which would be an easier mission if we reversed it and worked for Grasshopper Tech. Let's look at the stock exchange here. Unchained Belt still hates us. Civil Resistance is a clear leader here. Well ahead of the other corporations. We've done well to help them. So I guess that will conclude this episode of Quasimorph. Hope you've enjoyed it half as much as I have, because I had a blast. In the next episode, we'll continue to support the civil resistance in their fight for liberty and justice. I'll see you then. In the meantime, I'll see you in the comments.